Hey guys, welcome back to Snowball Investing. This is going to be the October portfolio update. It's been a pretty interesting mixed month. In the UK, inflation has ticked a little bit lower, which has led to the interest rates being paused. Where in the US, the S&P 500 is actually down nearly 5% in the past 30 days. So in this video, as I do in all of my videos, I'll go through all of my portfolios, how they're performing, and things I've been buying and selling. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe as it really helps the channel grow. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the stocks and shares ISA. The value of the stocks and shares ISA sits at £62,839 and the overall portfolio is in the green by £12,909. Looking at the portfolio in the past month, it's been pretty up and down, but the portfolio is up around £2,000 mainly because of Palantir, but I'll touch on that in a little bit. Talking about the last month's performance, what I like to do is benchmark my portfolio against a FTSE World ETF just to see how I'm doing. In the past month, you can see it's pretty neck and neck. However, when you change the maximum time horizon, when I started back in December of 2021, my portfolio is up by 20.67%, or if I invested in a FTSE World ETF, it'd be down by 0.49. And for a little bonus this month, what I've done is extracted out all the dividends I've received in the previous month. Normally I don't do this because I've never really been an investor in dividend stocks. Things have changed in the past 6 months where some of the dividend stocks have been hit so much that I'd get capital appreciation and dividends, but I'm not tied to any single investing style. I did get a very nice dividend from Truist, £13.78, and they pay dividends quarterly. Intel, Microsoft, and Nasdaq are fairly small, and the other one I really like is SL Green Realty. So I get this on a monthly basis, which is quite addictive. But yeah, this month that was £9.35, but I have been buying a bit more of SLG, so this will likely to increase to around £10 for the foreseeable future. Jumping into some of these individual positions, let's start off with Palantir. So the value there sits at £30,248 and is up by 65.56%. Like most of the other US stocks, it did have a bit of a dip, hitting a low of around $13.84. I still did not buy at that price. My buy range is around $10 to $13, but I'm not even sure if we're ever going to get back there. But regardless, it had a nice dip back up to $16. And the reason for that is Palantir won a $250 million US Army contract, and this involved artificial intelligence, and that rallied the stock up quite a bit. And this is one of the reasons I really like Palantir. It has both a government and commercial side to its business. The government can be quite lumpy, but I would say it's quite sticky. And going forward, the increase of investing into software for the government is only going to increase and not decrease, especially when it involves artificial intelligence. The other piece of news, or I should say non-news, is that we were expecting NHS to announce who's going to win its $480 million contract. Unfortunately, that's now been delayed till around mid-October. Hopefully Palantir does win that contract. If it does, I would expect a spike in the share price, but only time will tell. Next up, we have the FTSE World ETF, so I've got 69 shares of that, and the overall position is up by 5.78%. Palantir is sitting at £2,668. I did buy a little bit more with a price dip to around $7.50, but then soon after it jumped straight back up to $8. So if it goes down a bit more, I am a buyer, but at the current price, it's just a hold for me. The other position I'm really building out is Google. So this is more of an AI play alongside Palantir, but a much more high quality one. Its GCP cloud environment is growing very, very fast. And within that, they've got a lot of AI products that I know a lot of companies are starting to use. So I expect the GCP side of this to really grow in the next sort of 5 to 10 years. It's also very high quality in terms of it's doing a lot of share buybacks. It may not be a 10x in the next 5 years, but that's fine because I expect it to outperform the S&P 500. And I want to balance between my speculation plays like Palantir and SoFi and having some more high quality ones like Google and having some index funds like the FTSE World ETF. Next up are my two dividend plays, that's Truist and SL Green Realty. I've been slowly dollar cost averaging into these companies in the past 6 months. Obviously SL Green Realty is doing better as it's up 42%. But it's just nice to see those dividends roll in every single month or every single quarter. It's a nice little dopamine boost, but yeah, good quality companies. I expect them to perform quite well in the future. Nasdaq is up 7%. Meta, so that's still up a nice, pretty respectable 57%. They are now rolling out or selling their new Quest 3 VR device. It'll be interesting to see what the sales of that are, especially now we're nearing towards Christmas time as well. Tesla is up 16% and sits at £1,351. PayPal just still can't catch a break, so that's down 26%. I am slowly adding to this position. It'll be interesting to see what the new CEO does and what his vision is. So I'm still a buyer, but I don't expect this to be a huge position in my portfolio. Microsoft is up 20%. DraftKings up 83%. Got the two UK stocks, UK properties, that's down 3.41. Persimmon down 1.48. So not too much fluctuation in these share prices. Just a quick look at my other smaller positions if you guys are interested. AMD's up 15%. Disney up 0.63%, so not much movement there. Dutch Bros has taken a bit of a hit, so that's down minus 12%. But I'm slowly dollar cost averaging into this one. This is absolutely not a short-term hold for me. This is a 5-10 year term hold. So if it drops in share price, even better. I get shares at much better prices. We have M-Phase, that's down 1.17%. Still a buy of this and buying a bit more heavily in my GIA. Apple's up 17%. Boohoo, not one of my best performers. And the other stock that's really been beat up is Block, so that's down 40%. And I was actually planning to sell this when I broke even, but for the moment it's just going to hold on to it. So that concludes the stock and shares ISA. I've still got £5,000 cash in this account. If there is a major dip, I'm going to buy more heavily. If not, I'll just continue to dollar cost average in, as I've been doing for the past 12 to 24 months. Moving over to the general investment account, this sits at £14,152 and is up by £2,252. Comparing the GIA to the FTSE All ETF, in the past month, it's slightly outperforming at 0.131%. We're on the maximum time horizon, it's still outperforming at 23.76, while the FTSE All ETF is down by 0.49. Looking at some of the positions in my GIA, let's start with Meta, which is very, very close to 100% gain. So this sits at £4,011. Google, as I mentioned in my ISA, I am building out that Google position, but luckily in this account I bought a lot more heavily when there was a massive dip. So this is up 18.61%. Amazon is up 23%. Enphase Energy, this is the one I've been building up and spending the most money into. So this is down 12%, but that's fine. It's quite a volatile stock. And when the interest rates do dip back down, I expect this to bounce up and have a bit of a nice rise in share price. Microsoft is up 22% and sits at £771. Intel up 5%, so that's a nice little bounce up. Starbucks up 17% and JP Morgan up 23%. And just to balance out all that green, can't forget about Neo, still not doing great, so that's down 54%, but just holding for me. Rockets Lab, that's actually taken a bit of a dip in the share price. I remember this being up around 50-60% in this portfolio, so that's at a dip back down, but still in the green at plus 9.29%. So that concludes the GIA portfolio update. Unfortunately, I've not been adding any cash to this account because life and expenses, of course. But my main focus is to max out the ISA, because that's the tax efficient account, and anything extra I'll dump into either this account or my Vanguard account, which I'll touch on next. The value of my Vanguard general account sits at £11,903. It's made up of only the S&P 500, which is up by £832 in profit. I do have £722 worth of cash. Probably going to deploy that into the S&P 500. Now it's had a little dip straight after I finished recording. But yeah, this is one of the accounts. It's a set and forget. £200 goes in every single month straight to S&P 500. So it'll be interesting to see how this performs compared to my other two portfolios going forward. So that concludes the October portfolio update. Hopefully that's been interesting, hopefully that's been useful, and I'll catch you in the next month's update.